It's recording.
Okay, so this week I wanna, or like for the rest of the time, I wanna work on like students turning in their assignments and the expectations. I wanna make sure their name is on it, they're putting it in the right basket, and I'm gonna have a basket up front, and it's gonna stay there, and it's gonna have the finished work on it, labeled. Um, so we're gonna start that, and I was thinking maybe for like the first couple days, obviously go over the expectations during class and tell the kids what I want for it, but I would maybe have you stand up there, and I'm gonna have a checklist above and maybe go through the checklist. Is your name written on it? Are you gonna flip it upside down? And all of that. Can you think of anything else that we could do to do this?
I think maybe we could like point out the basket, like right before in our initial instruction, be like, this is the basket that we're gonna put our work in. You can see it says finished work here. Maybe we could do that.
Yeah, and I think the first day we'll have maybe direct the kids, okay, make sure you like go through the checklist and be like, here's the basket. Okay, now everyone come and flip them upside down and put it in this basket. And that's how we'll do it for the rest of the time.
Okay, sounds good. So should we, do you want to like show me how you want to like kind of go through the language of how you'll use the language and how you want me to use the language, like the first time teaching this through?
Yes, so we're gonna use like on the, I'll have this on the checklist that's gonna be above, but it's checking if your name's on top of the paper. Place your work in the finished work basket, like always using the finished work because that's the name that will be on there. And then check for the correct basket and check for completion. And like kind of go through those words with the kids and use those.
Okay, so if you're having like me direct the students, would you want me to say like, okay, students, so right now, when you're done with your work, I want you to double look at the checklist right over here and double check to make sure your name's on it. And that when you turn it in, you flip it upside down in the right basket because the basket says finished work. So that's the basket I want you guys to use. Is that kind of right language, what you're looking for?
Yep, the finished work basket, yeah.
Got it. Okay, so should we flip now?
Yes.
All right, so I just want to talk to you briefly about something I'm going to touch with the students on the first day of school, kind of towards the end of the day about handing in their finished work. Their expectations is going to be that their name is on the top of their paper and that they hand it in upside down. So how that's going to work, there'll be a basket, of course, that says finished work. It'll be labeled. Then there'll be a checklist right above it with the expectations written out just so they can see it. But the first couple days, first couple weeks of school, I'll be kind of telling them. And then, of course, I'm going to start weaning them off just as they kind of learn and adapt to those expectations. So do you have anything else to add to that or anything else you think might be good for that handing and finished work?
How do you want me to like demonstrate it? Do you want me to, how do you want me to be there for that?
Yeah, so I think it would be good for you to maybe, depending on, of course, the situation, definitely during practice, maybe use an attention getter, like show 5, something like that, just to get their attention and be like, okay, students, like use, of course, proper wording, like, okay, students, so today we're going to work on turning in our work. So once you've finished your worksheet, let's just say they're working on a worksheet, make sure your name's at the top, kind of use the checklist as a demonstration. Make sure your name's at the top and make sure you flip it over when you turn it in, and then kind of just watch the students as they do it. And then as I'm going through the work, maybe I find someone without a name and maybe all of you come over, maybe you recognize the handwriting. And if you don't recognize the handwriting and we're not quite sure who it is, we can kind of go around and ask students if this is their paper, just so we don't call them out, things like that.
Sounds good.
Okay. I'm gonna